When you have your own pets at home, it's very important that you look after them properly. You have to give them the right food and make sure their cages are clean.
But here at Longleat, it's a bit more complicated. There's over 500 animals, ranging from spiders to rhinos. So it raises the question, what happens to all the poo?
Every day, the keepers here at Longleat's Pets Corner have to clean out the animals' houses, so I'm meeting Bev to help them out.
And I'm down in the park with Ian, and we've got a big problem on our hands.
So if Joe's got a big problem to deal with, I have a really small problem. I'm going to help Bev with the degoos. Bev, how do we clean out the degoos?
Right, the first job, Annie, is to clean out the sand bath, okay? And what you have to do, you have to sieve the sand to get all their droppings out, because they're very messy creatures. Would you like to do it?
Okay.
Okay? That's it. That's brilliant. Do a bit more. There we are. Brilliant. And the reason they have the dust, the degoos, is because they like to bath in it to keep their fur in good condition, you see.
They're just like rats, aren't they?
A lot of people think they are, because they're quite small and they've got that tail, but they're more related to chinchillas, would you believe it? And they live up in high mountains in South America.
Ah.
And a healthy degu usually has orange teeth. Usually if the teeth are white, it means they could be ill.
Well, Bev and I will continue cleaning out the degoos, but let's go and find out what Joe's big problem is in the safari park.
Here we are, Joe, look. Some droppings, look. And this is just from one rhino, and this amount here, if you can imagine this rhino will do this amount probably 3 or 4 times a day.
Right.
So you multiply that by 4 rhinos,
That's a lot of poo.
you get a lot of droppings, don't you?
Let's get shoveling.
Heavy?
Yeah, rhino poo weighs a ton. Oh,
And it does help if you get it in the bucket, in the wheelbarrow.
What do rhinos eat?
Grass, that's all they're eating, that's just grass, that is.
This is heavy grass. Oh, I missed it again.
You want to do the brushing? Try brushing.
Swap.
Yeah. You need to
Show off.
shovel it, look.
Oh, show off. How much rhino dung is there per year?
Absolutely tons. If you can imagine this lot is just from one rhino for one thing, and you multiply that by 4 times per rhino per day, and you get a trailer load a day.
Right.
Brush that last bit. That's it, look.
That's a whole wheelbarrow.
So that's
full.
one wheelbarrow
For just one
for one rhino
out of one.
for one lot of droppings. So that's quite a lot of droppings. I reckon I better drive, don't you? It might be a bit heavy for you.
Bye.
See, in the wild, the rhinos use a thing called a midden, which is a place where they congregate and do all the poo like in here. So if we go in the park, we can go and see them in the park, eh?
Okay.
All right.
Haven't seen a midden before. Now, there are over 200 animals in Pets Corner alone, and they all need cleaning every day. We're going to check on the wallabies.
Right. In with the wallabies. So all you have to do is clean the house out and get rid of all the droppings in here. I'll give you the dustpan and brush, and all you have to do is pick up all the droppings that you can see. very messy creatures.
How many wallabies do you have?
We have 3 wallabies in Pets Corner, and they're Palmer wallabies, so they're a little bit smaller than the ones in the safari park. And we've got one called Sydney, he's the male, one called Adelaide, and we've got a young one called Alice. Brilliant. Well, that's the wallaby house neat and tidy now.
Thank you, Bev. I wonder how Joe's getting on.
Now here we are, Joe. This is what we call a rhino midden, and this is what you'll find in the wild is, and they'll all come to deposit their poo here. You can see there's a footprint just down there, and you can usually tell by the poo what sex it is. Right. And do you know how that is? This lot here would probably be from the male, because when he does a poo, he then scratches his feet and urinates and spreads it around, because he's saying, I'm here, this is my territory. Where the girls down here, this will probably be the girls' poo, look, and you can see that, and that just a big round ball.
It's warm.
And that's
it's warm.
Girl, and literally, look, if you break it up, look, you can see it's literally just grass. That's all they do. They just eat grass all day, and they come to the certain areas in the park to deposit this and drop it off. One of the good things with the midden is that all animals come to use this, so it's a good way of tracking animals.
Well, I didn't know that you could use animal droppings as a way of tracking animals. Maybe that's something we could look at in another show. Well, we've seen all the poo getting collected up, but where does it all go? Well, the poo from here
And here.
ends up
Here. And once it's all been collected up, it sits in the pile here for several months. Now, remember that Ian told Joe that most of it was made up of grass. So, it rots down and becomes a very good organic fertiliser. A bit like your compost heap at home if you have one. Once it's all rotted down, it will be spread over the grassland and surrounding farmlands in the autumn. And this helps the grass to grow and creates more food for the animals. And that's what happens to all the poo.
Well, that's all for this week, but don't forget that the show is now going out every week. So join us for our next show and a special competition on the 29th of July when we'll be lost in the maze.